So the project I'm going to be working on today is kind of a multi-part project. Basically, we're all stuck at home. Either got to work at home or do school at home and whatnot. So we need some desks in our house. So that's what I'm going to be working on. One is a desk for me and my wife to use, and I'm going to use this alcove here and basically just put a desk right here. So that one's pretty simple, but that's where that looks like now. And the other thing, I'm building 2 desks for my older kids. They both will be doing school at home while this is going on, so they need a place to be able to sit down with their Chromebook or their schoolwork and whatnot and sit there and do their work. So we don't really have any spots for them to have a desk like this, like we do for us. So what I'm going to do is build some fold down desks that mount to the wall, and you can fold them down, use them when you need to use them, and then fold them back and put them away when they're not needed. So let's get started.
So what I'm going to be using for these projects is some old siding that came off the house when we bought it. We tore down the existing house and built a new house. And when we pulled off the vinyl siding, underneath it was all this old board and batten siding. And so I kind of saved it all. I stuck it off to the side and I had it underneath cover for close to 10 years now. So it's been around for quite a while. It does still have, this one doesn't so much have it, but I got a whole pile of this stuff. But a lot of these still have nails and brackets, but mostly nails and stuff all in them. Some of them are cracked, some of them are thicker material. Most of it's basically 1x. Some of it's a little bit thicker, but most of it's roughly all the same size. And anywhere from, this is 8 foot. Some of these down in here are 4.5 foot or so, and 5 foot, 6 foot. I got all sorts of different sizes, and most of it is about 12 inches wide. Some of it's a little narrower. Some of it's been checked down through the whole length of it, but there's definitely a lot of usable material here. So I'm going to go through and start pulling out some of these nails and getting this ready for reclaiming this wood. Basically, I'm going to take it and run it through planer and square up the edges and whatnot and get it usable for our projects. Okay, here we are with the finished result of the project. Basically, this cabinet is going to get mounted against the wall over here, and then it's going to be set. So if your kid needs to use a desk, they can just grab this, pull this out, and it sits right down, and will set on the ground. And then they have a nice work surface to work on and storage within the cabinet. And I left some space behind this lower shelf, so like taller objects like folders or laptop, things like that could stick into here. And then just shelving for whatever. This, like I said, I plan on using this for the kids for schoolwork while they're stuck home now. And that way and I actually made two of these. This is just one. I got another one over there. So that way each of my daughters has their own desk to work on, so they kind of have their own space and a spot that they can sit and do their work without interrupting each other. And but at the same time, it's designed so that way it folds up out of the way and doesn't take up any room, or a small amount of room when it's not in use. I did leave this section open for right now. It is dadoed in on the back side. I plan on buying what I was thinking was some whiteboard, dry erase board, and putting that in there, so that way when it's closed, you have a dry erase board to use. The other idea is a chalkboard, but I was thinking the dry erase board, I can get one of the ones that has it's also magnetic, so that way you can also stick magnets on here and stuff. Just kind of dress it up a little bit on the front. You could cover this piece with another piece of just wood paneling or something. Probably that might be something I might do later on, is just cut some more wood around like that, and just a recessed panel there just to kind of finish off the look a little bit. But I wasn't really that worried about it at the moment. Like I said, I'm trying to get something set up fairly quick for them to use. So that's the plan. And the other thing is I didn't have enough polyurethane on hand to poly the whole cabinet, so everything else is left raw right now. I did poly the surfaces a little bit just to seal it up a little bit, but eventually I'll probably poly the whole thing when we get a chance, and or paint some of it depending on what the kids want to do. It doesn't really matter. But for basically being a bunch of scrap wood, the only pieces that weren't really scrap wood were the panels for the desk surface. But that was just some kind of leftover half-inch plywood. But everything else was the scrap wood from the old siding from our old house. And the hinges, I used door hinges. You could probably, what would work a lot better would be piano hinges. The door hinges, I kind of had to notch spots for the barrel of the door hinge to sit in place. And actually on here, I notched it into the desk surface a little bit, just to make it a little bit smoother. It's not notched into this, but so yeah, piano hinges probably would have worked a little easier. I plan on putting just felt pads in the bottom of this, so when it sits on the floor, it'll just sit on the felt pads. There is no method other than the fact that the way I recessed, or not recessed, but set the leg portion back from the desktop a little bit. That kind of holds it at a 90-degree angle when it gets there. But you could put a hinge of some kind or a slide or something to lock it at 90 degrees. It really, the hinges work pretty good in this case, and it hits the top of the desk. So anyway, so that's that project. Like I said, I built two of these. And while I was building all this, I also built a desk for myself because we did not have a space. We've been using the kitchen counter or anything with the laptop, and it's just nice to have a spot. As I showed you before, in the before portion, that alcove. So I'm going to show you that desk now. Okay, and here's the desk that's going to go in our room. very, very simple. Literally just took 3 pieces of the old siding. These 2 I left roughly 12, and I think they're like 11 inches. And this one's a little narrower ripped piece, 8 inches maybe? No. I don't remember. Anyway, got 3 pieces that I put together, sanded it, polyed it, and I rounded over the front with a 3/8 round over bit in the router. All I did was Craig screwed it together. I didn't even use any glue. This is just going to be a quick throw it in the alcove there, something to have a desk surface to kind of be able to sit at and use. So it was kind of a quick, I wanted to build something a little more in depth there, but like I said, time is the critical factor right now, is we need a place to work immediately, basically. So I was throwing together something real quick. So this is a real quick, just basically just a slab of wood. And I got a couple of just cleats I'm going to put down on the walls to set it on. And that's that. Hope you enjoyed these projects. The fold down desks for the kids, what I used was a set of plans from Ryobi that I found online, and I modified it because they were using 2x4s. I was using this basically 3/4 inch material. So I changed some of the sizes. I shortened it so it's going to be at a desk height at 30 inches off the floor instead of, I think theirs was 44 or something off the floor, because theirs is more designed as a workbench. But if you want to do that, you could easily mount that on the wall in your garage or shop or whatever and have it as a fold down workbench. But I'll leave those plans down below. If you want my modified dimensions, just let me know in the comments and I'll throw something together. And because I wrote down everything I did, so I do have them all. Guess that's about it. Thanks for watching. I'm planning on doing more of these project videos. I plan on kind of getting my shop in order a little bit, and one of my next big projects is going to be building a workbench. So subscribe if you want to see those. And thanks for stopping by. Here it is installed. My daughter's loading it all up already. We did have to take the desk part off to mount the thing on the wall.
Yeah, we had to screw this off and then screw it
Yep,
back on.
no big deal. You gonna show us putting it up? And there it is. And can you take it back down? Simple. Perfect. You like yours, Charlie?
Yeah.